Hi, this is the first of the three videos where we will learn how to code. So let's get started. To create an application, you need to organize all the objects that will be used in the application. You need to store these objects into boxes. That's the way we get organized. So coding is a lot about creating boxes and putting stuff in them. How do you create boxes? You simply create a box by giving it a name. So here you see that I think I'm going to use a box for my app where the name of the user is going to be stored. Right? I will have users and maybe I want to show their names or something. So the name should be stored somewhere. So I create a box for that and I give it a name. The name should have no space in it. And as you see, there should be no uppercase letter at the beginning. It's the N here should be lowercase. And then as you see, there is a kind of habit that you put, since there is no space, you put a capital O and T and U to show that you have new words. So you create a box this way, and as always, when you finish a line, when you code, you finish with this semicolon. So that's good, we have a box. Boxes are specialized in the sense that when you create a box, it can only be for one type of thing. So here we want to have the name of the user. It's going to be letters, words. So it's going to be text. So the box we create should be only for text. And when you create the box, you should say so. The thing is, you should put it in front, like before the name of the box. So that's what you see here. When I create the box, I give it a name. Okay, that's what I do. But before, you have to put this thing that tells you what should go in the box, what the box can contain. So it's not text, it's string. It's a technical word to say, letters, or a chain of letters, so they call it a string. And so when you create a box, you should always put something in front of the name. You should put the name of the object that can go inside the box. So what you see here is it will not work, right? You should do this, the name, and before that, the type of object that can go into the box. You see that the type of object should have an uppercase letter at the beginning. If you write string without the uppercase, it won't work. So be careful about lowercase and uppercase. So this is a box where we will be able to store some text. But let me show you that you can create boxes for other types of objects. Like if I want to create a box for where I will put the age of the user, it's going to be for a number, right? And you have in coding, you make a difference between round numbers, the numbers that don't have a comma or decimals, so you call them integers. That's a box just for integers. And let's say I want to have a box where I will store the average rating of my app, so maybe 4.3, 3.2. So it's a decimal, right? It's a box where you will store a decimal, and you call that float. Again, please notice that we have a capital F, capital I, sorry. And notice that all the names of our boxes don't start with an uppercase. It's always lowercase. Okay, so that's how we create boxes. I have a last one I want to show you. The box, I call it, is the user registered? And in it you want to store yes or no, or more exactly, you call them Boolean. So here it's a box, and in it can only be something which is true or false, not letters, not numbers. Okay, that's how you create boxes. Now, how do you put stuff in the boxes? It's really easy. You just write the name of your box. So first, let me come back here. First, you create your boxes, like that, and then you put stuff in it. And you use the equal sign to do that. So, for example, here I show you how I want to put 36 as an age of the user. You write the box, you write equal, and 36, and semicolon to finish the line. When you have written that, this box contains 36. For the boxes that are especially for text, you don't just write Clement Levallois to put that into the box. It wouldn't work. You have to put Clement Levallois between double quotes. That's how it's called. Just for text. When you have numbers, you don't need to put 36 between double quotes. It's just for text. And you finish with a semicolon. When you do that, Clement Levallois is stored in the box. So what happens if you take again the box age of the user and you put something else in it, like 37? 37 will replace what you had written, what you had put in the box before. So in a box you can only have one object at a time. When you put a new one, when you put a new object in the box, it deletes the one before. Okay, that's great. So it's very simple. Okay, so we are almost finished. Before I want to leave this tutorial, I want to add that the objects can have actions. It's really weird because what I've written here, I mean, I say that we have boxes for text. I don't see how the text can have actions. It seems a bit weird. But actually, yes, strings as text is called. They can have many actions, like you might want to turn the text into uppercase, you might want to replace a letter by another, or you want to find whether the text contains, some letters that you want to check. So many actions can be performed on text or even on numbers, many things like that. How do you work with that? Next slide. Before, the thing is we're going to use the dot. So let's move on. So this is an example. I create a box that I call name of the user, and I have to say which kind of object it can store. So if it's string, it's going to be for text. And I finish with the semicolon. And then in the second line, I put some stuff in this box. So I put Clement Levallois in double quotes, and I put that in this box. And I finish with the semicolon. Now that I have put something in the box, I can do actions on this text here. And how do I do that? I take the name of the box where the text is stored, and I write a dot. When I do that, a menu opens. So this is PowerPoint, so nothing happens, right? But in NetBeans, you're going to see that it's really the case. You write the name of your box, you write the dot, you might wait 1 second, and you see a menu opening with a list of actions that you can just scroll and select. So here or you can type it by yourself. That's what I did here in PowerPoint. I just typed 2 uppercase. What it's gonna do is it's gonna transform whatever is in the box into capital letters. So we should have after that, we should have Clement Levallois in capital letters in the box. So I have added a couple of indications. This is the name of the box, of course. This is the dot that we just learned. And here, this is the name of the action. What are these brackets for? That's just in a moment. And of course, we always close the line with a semicolon. So does it mean that you should know all these actions by heart? No. As I said, when you are in NetBeans and you write the name of your box and then you write the dot, it opens a menu and you see everything which is possible to do on the content of the box. You don't have to memorize that. It's really easy. So why the parentheses? Why the brackets here? Because some actions need an input, they need something to work. So I took another one, I take the same box, name of the user, I write the dot, and then instead of to uppercase, I select concat. Concat is the shortcut, it's the action for concatenate, it's when you want to collate two things together. So this action here needs a piece of text, and a piece of text, it's always in double quotes. It needs a piece of text to work. And when it needs something, the action, this something, you put it between the brackets. So that's where I put it. And maybe you guess what is going to happen. Anything that was in the box, name of the user, is going to be collated, is going to be concatenated with you are welcome. Oops, you are welcome. So that's what I write here. I say, if we had Julie in the box, after this action here, we will have in the box Julie plus you are welcome. So it makes Julie, you are welcome. So this is why we have these brackets. Sometimes, here we don't need anything to put the content of the box in uppercase, but you still put the brackets even if you still put the brackets even if they are empty, even if there is nothing. Right? So how do you know when an action should have something in it? And sometimes you have many things in the bracket, not just one piece of text. You have one piece of text, and then a little comma, and then something else, and then a comma. And you can have a long list of things in the bracket. How do you know that? Again, when you click on when you write on the dot, and then you select in the menu, you select concatenate, there is a bit of explanation that appears, and it tells you what can be put in the bracket. So basically, you don't have to memorize this. It's written when it's the menu that will help you appears when you write the action. So it's very useful. So that's it for this tutorial. This is just a recap of what we've seen with a little example. This is how we would create two different boxes. One where we would put something like greetings, and we create another box where we would have the name of the user. These boxes are specialized for text. You can't put numbers on it. Then we put something in the box name of the user, so you know how to do that. And then, yeah, that's the thing where we need to explain a bit. And then we apply an action to the box, as we've seen before. Name of the user dot, and we put everything in uppercase. But we have to inject that again in the box. So it's a bit strange, right? But we have to put that again in the box if we want the content of the box to be updated. And I have a little asterisk here, a little note, because I think it's quite unclear. But that's how it works. Here you change the content of the box, you put it in uppercase, and you put it back in the box to update the content of the box. So we should have Clement written in uppercase now in the box. And then in the box greetings is still empty, we did nothing with it. What do we put? we put the content of name of the user, so it was Clement uppercase, and we add to it this piece of text. So it's a bit complicated, but what should we have at the end? If you follow step by step, we should have in greetings, we should have something that says Clement in uppercase, comma, hello. So I was a bit fast on this last minute. I'm going to close the tutorial now, and I invite you to read this slide again slowly and understand the logic. Again, if you understand that, you really understand a very fundamental part of coding, and you are really good to go. It was, I think, just 5 slides. We're going to have 5 slides in the next tutorial, so it's really short. Okay, so reread this slide again slowly, and I meet you in the next tutorial.